on Xbox.
Yes.
Changing the motherfucking game. We have confirmation through a leak of what Xbox has done. That's right. We're going to use this over here as the words that what our boy Do UK Now, the broke boy Lewis sent me. All right. So
Shout
Revs
out
Gaming
to
posts over
Will.
here. Shout out to the homie. Revs Gaming posted here saying Microsoft just accidentally shared a new Xbox app UI with a Steam tab and deleted it. Sources familiar with Microsoft plans told Diverge that Microsoft is currently working on an Xbox app update that will show every game you have installed on your PC. That includes games from Steam #Xbox, right? So that's cool and all that they wrote that, right? But fun facts, this is a cover up. That's right. They're not even actually talking about that. No. They're trying to downplay it because they don't want the world to understand that they actually literally leaked the actual new way you're going to see your games when you go to the game tab on your Xbox. That's right. When you look at the picture, fuck what they said. Oh, God damn it. Wrong one. Son of a bitch. Come on, don't be a bitch. Okay, bam. Okay, ready? Boom. Here we go. Okay, this is the picture. Okay. I want this to be very clear. Don't let them play you. Okay. Look at the screen. What do you see? On the right, you see a tablet with a screen and the UI. You see a phone with the screen and the UI. You see the laptop with the screen and the UI. You see the handheld with the screen and the UI. And then you see a big ass screen on the back. What the fuck is connected to that screen? I don't know. Maybe it's the fucking Xboxes that are right there. That's the only thing that's on the screen that does not have something to look at it directly on the device. That's right. It needs a separate device, which is the TV in the back. That's right. This is when you go into your library. That's right. It's there. This is the Xbox. This is the Xbox. This is what you've seen. Don't let them play you. This is not anything about the PC that you just saw right here. Oh, no. This is officially the Xbox dashboard. Oh, yes. Okay. So now that we clarified this, because we need this shit to be 100% clear. I don't want to hear no shit about it. Okay. I want to see no shit. First of all, I'm the Crow 76. I see you, player. Thank you for being here. Says people are saying that PlayStation will block their games from being playable on Xbox. They ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. They're not gonna go to Steam and say, "Hey, Steam, hey, you know that PC over there? You can't let people play on that PC." No, sorry, fam. It's not an Xbox. It's an Xbox PC that will be able to play these Steam games. The Xbox PC. That's the new console. The new console is not just a console. It's a PC. You can't tell a PC what can or cannot be on the PC. Can't you see? You see? See, got me saying see so many times. I don't know why, but it's true. This is the
All
truth.
right, Dr. Seuss.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. It's late. I'm telling you, I don't know what's happening. But the beauty is that these people know. That's right. Our homies down below. Am I rhyming just for show? I don't know. Harky, goddammit, tell us what you think about this fucking Steam shit on Xbox and what it means. What does it mean? What is going to happen to the world when Xbox gets Steamed?
So on the PC side, it's obvious that's what they're going to do, right? They're going to have like a storefront sort of thing. Well, I guess a launcher type of thing where you can see all your games. And that makes sense, right? That makes it a lot easier. And if you can then make that kind of your default launcher for when you start up Windows, cool. That makes it much more of a console-friendly type of environment, right? Or especially if you're looking at the portables. I think they copy-pasted that image into the back. But you're not wrong. This eventually is going to be a next-gen feature. So that is kind of what's going to happen, right? So all that storefront stuff, this is all the plumbing they're putting together. to get to next gen, right? And we'll eventually see all of these things kind of just flow through. The idea that they're going to block, because I keep saying this, it's Microsoft's platform. No matter what you do, it is Windows is a Microsoft platform. That PlayStation will go and say, no, we're not going to allow anybody who has Windows to run a Windows game. That's just not a thing. There's just no way around it. What are they going to say? You can only play it on Steam OS? No, it's the obvious answer is they want the billion players, which we just got confirmation of, billion players that have Windows as their platform to be able to play all their games. That's the point. They want to make money. They don't care. We've got confirmation from their executives. They're putting these games here to make money. They don't care about the stupidity of like, no, it can't be here, can't be. No, they have the like, it won't be on Xbox today, right? That's what they're saying. They won't put the games on Xbox, but they've already put them on Windows. Microsoft already won. They already got their games. This is just the steps that need to happen. And I've been saying this. They're going to merge the two. It's over. This console war shit is done. The platform that wins is Windows and mobile. That's it. Those are the ones that win. That's where money is being spent. Again, realities. Just realities. You can stay in the 100 million range. Cool. Microsoft went to the billion. They want 3 billion players, right? That requires mobile and PC. It does not require console. They'll give you the console, though. They'll absolutely give you a console if you want it. Sure, you'll get a device. It just will be Windows. Modified to look like a console. And therefore, you just get everything. You just get everything.
Where are the pre-orders?
Exactly, right? And so this is their plan. Their next gen. And this is what, unfortunately, people are like pissed off right now, especially on the Xbox side. They're giving the games away. It's like, it won't matter. It won't matter. They're going to have everybody's games. You say that Nintendo is going to be the one that exclusive. I'm sorry, my PC plays those Nintendo games. You just emulate them. So this is just the world we're in. It doesn't matter. A dev mode, Xbox, forget PC, can play emulated games, PS2 games, you can play Nintendo games. So you can do that today. You don't need to go that far to think that can happen again with the next Xbox. It's not going to be a difficult. It's PC, guys. It's PC. This is where things just change. And so that game of like, do the console war thing, it's dead. It doesn't matter. They told you they're not worried about Nintendo and PlayStation. They're worried about Amazon, Apple, Google. They're worried about the $1 trillion companies because they can actually, if they decide, hey, we want to play in this and be serious about it, they can compete with them. They can go buy somebody like EA. Well, PlayStation, they can go. No, they can't. They can't. They had a hard time buying Paramount. They couldn't even do that. That's nothing. So Microsoft, Microsoft said, "Oh, we're gonna buy Activision Blizzard King for $70 billion cash. Here you go." That's not something the other players can do, but an Apple can. They have that kind of cash. If they were serious about it, they could do it. Google can, Amazon can. Right? These are the things. So they're worried about the $1 trillion companies coming in and disrupting. They're not worried because look, we already see the roadmap from PlayStation. Continue to do what we're doing. Okay, good luck with that. Nintendo, it's working for them for now. It's working for them, right? PlayStation's closing studios. We don't hear Nintendo doing that. They don't need to because their studios keep making games and keep making money. So they're good. They're good where they are. However, they also want to play in the higher fidelity thing. So we'll see what that means. Is that going to make their games expensive? Oh. So we'll see where that goes. But ultimately, this basically is confirmation that we're getting there. Steam and Epic and GOG and all those, they're coming. They're coming to the Xbox ecosystem as far as the Windows app, right? So you'll have one launcher. You see all your games. Cool. We'll see how well it works. It's an execution question, right? We'll see how well it works. But this is kind of the stuff that's going to start happening. This was the journey thing that I keep pointing out with the ROG Ally that we still haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything anyways. That's coming with the sort of Xbox UI, right? The Xbox version, right? So this is the journey we'll be on. We'll feel the little pains as that goes along, but they will get to a point where it'll be pretty good. That'll be the next gen. That'll be the next gen version of the Xbox, right? And yeah, it's gonna have everything. And so, like, at least my assumption is it's gonna have everything. So we will see if they honor that or not. But it just seems like the obvious path going forward.
I mean, it's right there.
But yeah,
the
so
fact that it's there, that it made it into an official,
That's
you know,
crazy.
yeah.
Image that they put together,
and it's from the guy that does the partnerships. Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so
And then they took it off,
obviously
and then
he's working on
completely
that.
changed the picture. You know what I'm saying?
Like
it's
you make it mad
so to be
obvious.
clear, it's like this picture was intended for somewhere else.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So this was not oh, we made a mistake, let's change it. It's, oh, this picture wasn't supposed to go
This for
here.
later.
We're putting a completely different picture. We'll save this one for next time.
So yeah, I mean, this is like it's confirmation of stuff that's already been kind of brewing. We've already been kind of telling you, hey, they're gonna have the other stores in here. Phil's outright told you that, right? He's told you, I'm trying to get those other stores in here. So look, ultimately this is gonna happen. Like, it just seems very obvious. The next gen Xbox. This is the play, right? And then you don't even care at that point of who makes the devices. Xbox, Microsoft will make a device for you, but partners will as well, and they'll all play everything. And that's kind of where it becomes much more open to us for the consumer. We just choose whatever we want, and we don't worry about it anymore. I want to play games. That's it. I buy a device, I log in, my entire library is there. How nice is that, right? I don't have to worry about, oh, is it backwards compatible? I don't care. I just pick up my device, I log in, all my games are there. How beautiful. All my cloud saves are there. Unlike Nintendo and PlayStation, where you have to pay to have freaking cloud saves. You don't have to do that. It's just there. It's automatic. You don't worry about it. You play your game, take the portable, take that with you. You have a device under your TV. You log in, all your stuff's there. You have your PC, you log in, all your stuff's there. How nice, right? You don't have to think about it. You just play your games, right? How many times do you think about your next iOS device or Android device? Oh, am I going to lose all my stuff? No, it's backed up. You just log in with your account. All your stuff comes down. Who cares? You're done. It's like you don't think about it anymore, right? That's the world we all want to be in, right? It's just simple, easy. You just get a device, whatever device you want. You log in, all your stuff's there. How convenient, right? Unless you're on PlayStation and Nintendo, in which case you're going to be stuck in your little island. Have fun with that. But that's what Microsoft's doing. They're going to bypass all that shit. You do whatever you want, wherever you want. We're going to give you all your stuff. You can play on a cloud TV. They don't care, right? Wherever you are, you're going to get all your stuff. Here you go. Right? That's the world they want to live in. That way you just buy their stuff. And then you say, well, but what if they don't get the 20%, 30% on the store? First off, they don't get 30% anyway. They're in the Microsoft store on Windows, it's 10%. You think they care about 10%? No, they care about the telemetry that you're going to give them. You're playing what games? And oh, by the way, they have some big black hole games. Call of Duty, Candy Crush, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, and I could keep going. Who cares? They have the games that people keep paying money for. That's what matters. So they keep printing cash. Minecraft. It just keeps going. Why do they care? They're done. They make their cash. The next question is, what's the other black hole game they're gonna buy? That's what you should really be looking at. What's the big black hole game they're gonna buy? Is it gonna be GTA? Is it gonna be Fortnite? Is it whatever it is? They're gonna that top 10, 15 list. They want all those, right? It could be NBA, whatever, right? Like they want that. They want to see in the top 10. They got 7 of the top 10 because that means they're printing money. That's what they want. That's what they want. They're going to give investors back their return on asset. There you go. Here's your investment returns. That's the way it is. And does that mean that they're going to lock it down anymore? Why? Just there's no point. Ultimately, it's going to come down to consumers saying, am I getting more benefit by locking myself to a PlayStation? Or am I going to have much more benefit by seeing like I'm on a PC that I can buy any device I want? It gives me the same library without thinking about it. I like from the average consumer perspective. Why wouldn't you want that? Isn't that better?
Yeah.
I want this power level or this power level. I want portability. I want like it looks cool. Choose. I don't care. Go for it. And you get to log in and get all your stuff. It's up to you, right? It's just a different world, right?
It's true. It
Facts.
strips them down of that power, right? That affects the consumers. You're right. It's like, the money had and all this other nonsense. Like, it allows us to go ahead and just get our freaking games no matter what. So essentially, it's beneficial to us
Exactly.
in
As
every
consumers,
way.
we win.
Yes.
And even with the money hats, like PlayStation has conceded that all those games are coming day and date to PC. So guess what? We get them anyway.
Exactly. It makes no sense for them to spend that money. That'll be some crazy ass ish unless you're gonna keep it on PlayStation only. But
Yeah, exactly. Which is probably very rare now. It's gonna be their
it
first
would
party
be
stuff,
ridiculous.
right? And it's only the first party stuff. Yeah, right. And that is the problem. That's why they're closing studios. But it's only the first party games that aren't multiplayer, right? So, okay, how many of those do they release? Like 1 or 2 a year, right? You're getting MLB. It's coming everywhere, right? MLB is forcing that. So the other game, like 1 or 2 a year that they're going to put out, whoop-de-doo. So you'll get them a couple of years later, a year later. Okay.
Holy
Facts.
crap.
It's true. It's true. I mean, we definitely have seen that at the end of the day, this is a super pro consumer move. Obviously, the ponies hate that, right? They hate pro consumerism. They want you to go back to slavery. You know what I'm saying? Just be slave to the box. Whatever PlayStation decides to give you, you gotta just take it. All right, that's crazy. That's crazy. Demo, I'm gonna get you in before I do.
Yeah, go ahead,
homie. My boy, Space Shot in the building.
Space Shot
Here, man. Thank
Let's
you for
go.
super chat. Says
Thank
C
you.
Money rhyming high and low, spinning what he knows. Ponies eating all that crow. Them bars deserve some dough.
Oh,
Oh,
Go
shit.
Space Shot.
Get in
Let's
the
go.
Concord album. Get in that Concord album.
yes. That was fire.
Been unlocked.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's fire, bro. That's fire. And
Oh.
oh my god, with money.
And there's
With money.
Exposed.
It's called
Exposed.
Squeeze Money.
You're exposed.
What?
Oh my god. God damn it. Exposed. Why? No, off the street. Mana.
Oh my
Yo.
god.
Oh my god. Jeez.
Oh, it was. I thought you didn't read it.
Yeah.
That's just a song. I heard the music and I was like, let's go.
The fucking guy.
I
All right,
didn't
all
see
right,
it.
all right. Demo in the building. What's up, dude? What do you
What's good,
tell us?
player?
What do you think? What do you think? Cole?
Hey, man. My only question is, bro, like, why? I haven't seen, and I was talking to my boys today, to Archangel Nexus and Power Buzz, and I also had AGN. Shout out to him coming through the show today, and we're like just wondering, like, why there's nobody complaining about it on Steam, about like Steam being on Xbox. Like, nobody feels like Xbox is stealing anything from them. In fact, everybody's happy as hell because they're like, oh shit, maybe I don't have to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on a PC. Maybe the next Xbox is gonna be more affordable than a PC. It's gonna give me similar performance, and it's gonna give me the console experience, which is like, basically what everybody's looking for. I mean, in the gaming space, because PC, in my opinion, is not a big deal, but some other people feel like it's super complicated. So Xbox is just simplifying things, and I believe that this is the way to go, and it's just super pro consumer. They pushing really hard Xbox Play Everywhere, which I believe, and right now is like my top reason to buy games. It happens with Assassin's Creed, for example. Shadows, I've been wanting to play Shadows. I got it, but I didn't buy it on Xbox. And why? Because it wasn't Xbox Play Everywhere. So instead, what I did was like what any normal smart human being would have done. I got it on Ubisoft Plus. And what did I get? I get to play it there, for a month or two. If I don't want to keep playing it, that's it. I'm still saving $30. If I spend 2 months in Ubisoft Plus, I spend $30 less. I did the smart thing for me. I'm the one winning. Ubisoft also got something out of it, right? This is like meeting in the middle. Like, they got something out of it. They got a money that they weren't even supposed to have. You know what I'm saying?
You know you could play it on Xbox, right?
Yeah, I got it on Ubisoft Plus, and it's Xbox everywhere. Basically, I play everywhere
Yeah.
on Ubisoft Plus. But if you buy it on Xbox, you get access to the cloud only. If you buy it or you have Ubisoft Plus, an active account with the game, you can play everywhere, literally.
You
So
can
I
play on
mean,
Yeah.
PC,
Well,
exactly, right?
not
that's what.
not PlayStation.
Not, oh
PC and
no,
Xbox.
PlayStation only has.
yeah. Look, they are isolated. Their ecosystem is
PlayStation's on their
isolated,
own.
and for a second they were winning that battle, and everybody was like, "Oh, we need to go with them because they're exclusive." But then it's like they so exclusive that they're doing their own thing, but we don't want to just have that. We want a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So at the end of the day, yeah, Sony PlayStation, they probably have more exclusives now than Xbox, which they don't even have because Xbox right now have more exclusives. Indiana Jones, Forza still hasn't released, and what's the other game that
Avowed just came out, and
Avowed just came out.
we had plenty of exclusives, right?
Towerborn is coming in
Yeah.
days. Towerborn, and so on and so forth. And the only one that they have is Astro Ball. PlayStation Studios, I'm talking about PlayStation Studios, the only game that is exclusive to the PlayStation only, right here, this moment, is Astro Ball. And I'm talking about PlayStation 5. No, don't bring me that bullshit, blood porn, and all that crap that is old as hell and nobody cares about. You know what I'm saying?
Not even from software.
Hey, clip this shit because I know a lot of people gonna be like, oh, it's demo and it's bad takes. Yeah. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
If people really gave a shit about it and it was so popular, they would already made it because it's like, straight up money, like real money right away. The same thing goes for Killzone. The same thing goes for all these forgotten franchises out there. So in my opinion, this is amazing, an amazing move by Xbox, and I can't wait to see what they do with this. I'm loving the Xbox Play Everywhere push. I feel like this is like one of my favorite features. That is an actual next gen feature. It's the actual future, bro. Like, why in the hell? Imagine, bro, I was giving these people this example today. Imagine going to Foot Locker and buying a pair of Jordans, but these motherfuckers only work and they only show up in your feet when you are in the kitchen. You step out of the kitchen, and this motherfucker is only exclusive to the kitchen. You cannot wear them anywhere. It's just dumb. It's just freaking dumb. It's like,
Yeah.
It doesn't make, like, my car, it only works in the highway. When I step out the highway, I have to catch the bus. Park it out there, catch the bus, go in the back street. It's like, it doesn't make sense, bro. You bought your shit. Like, okay, we know how it is with the digital property, right? We don't really own it because one day, they decide, like, the licenses or everything, something is fucked up, and you end up losing the game. At least let me use it for what it's worth, and I'll pay the money. Let me use it everywhere. This shit is compatible. You cannot tell me that a game that runs on the Xbox cannot run on PlayStation and vice versa. Like, matter of fact, these motherfuckers are running on a phone, on a freaking phone. Like, people are talking about, like, what's this game with the sword that's coming on PlayStation? What is it? Like, they're capping for it. Ghost something. It's not Ghost of Yote.
Ghost of Yote?
No, the other one with the guy with the real heart that does a bunch of shit with the weapons. What is it?
Phantom Blade Zero.
Yeah, there you go. That shit is on
Phantom
mobile.
Blade Zero, yeah.
So that shit is not even
Lost Souls aside. Is that also like PlayStation or
Oh,
something?
Lost Souls aside. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Phantom Blade. Yeah, that one.
Phantom Blade
So
Zero,
yeah, that game is coming down on mobile too. So is that an exclusive really on PlayStation when you can just play it on every freaking phone? Don't be ridiculous, man. This is dumb. This is why Xbox did, like, bro. This is fucking dumb. We already giving people the opportunity to play games on a Fire Stick, on a regular TV, on a screen, without the need of the console. We might as well, you know what? Yeah, just let them play it natively. It makes sense. It's good for the game. It's good for the studios. People are not going to start. That extra money is probably for the new freaking coffee maker, or maybe pizza night or some shit. But it's extra, bro. It's extra. And you know what? These studios and these people, they deserve to be paid properly, and they deserve to keep their jobs, because I feel like some games, they hit in certain platforms. Like, for example, Helldivers is out of the top 10 in freaking PlayStation, but it's in the top 10 in freaking Steam. So if you think about it, the game hit hard on Steam and it didn't hit as hard on PlayStation. So the thing is, like, this game is surviving due to being available in different platforms. And look, that's a beautiful thing. There's really nothing wrong with that. I feel like Sony PlayStation, if they go ahead and and follow the Xbox model, be opening up their doors right to more gamers, they could be a force to be reckoned with. Right around they ask, bro. And look, going back to the Steam on Xbox, read this shit. What does it say? Opening, bro, 8 billion doors. So, bro, a little bit of reading comprehension goes a long way. I know my English isn't the best. My primary language is Spanish. I hope you know that shit. But opening 1 billion doors to me sounds like more possibilities, more accessibility, and a lot more things happening and going on for the ecosystem.
Yep.
So I'm loving this right here, and I just can't wait to see what the hell Xbox is doing. And I want to see GOG, I want to see CD Keys, I want to see Epic Games Launcher, I want to see everything, bro. Origins, I don't give a damn. I want everything to be unified in a console. And I can see Xbox doing this because now if they start doing the whole thing with the manufacturers like MSI and Asus and all of that, it makes you feel like, damn, this is the freaking future. Xbox is like, I'll let you guys play. I'm just gonna make games. Y'all motherfuckers can still play in your favorite box with your favorite controller. We're just gonna focus on the games, which is my opinion, what Sony PlayStation should do. Instead of trying to sell you a console, bro, do a better job making these games, bro. Do a better job keeping these people with food in their plates. Because you know what I mean? Like, making the games is what really brings in the money. And this is all about the games, bro. I could give a shit, bro, when I play my games. I love Xbox, bro. But like, if Xbox disappear tomorrow, I'm going to continue to play games, bro. I'm not going to quit. I'm 38 and I still play this shit like I'm 10, bro. I get locked in. I was playing Assassin's Creed. I'm like, oh my God, bro. I love this shit. And it just made me realize this is what I love, bro. And it doesn't matter what box, I'm going to keep playing this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Xbox is getting ready for the future. If some shit go AWOL with their console hardware, they're still going to be able to be around for years and years. And people have to, like, now they have to count. They have to take them into account. There's no way that you can ignore Xbox. Go open your Twitter feed right now. How many, bro, it's trending 24/7. Ain't no news about PlayStation. In fact, these motherfuckers are scrambling so hard for Xbox, negative content that they looking bad, bro. They looking bad out here. Like Xbox, for example. Shout out to him and clip this shit, motherfucker. Like, bro, like you are scrambling so hard. Bro, I don't know what to tell you. It's hard, man. It's hard. Like, I know you want to make your salt content, but there's really no salt in here. We're eating good. And they say ridiculous things like, oh, look at the Xbox Game Pass month. It sucked. Bro, the month is not over. We got Ironfall dropping. Check this out, bro. We just had like games dropping on Game Pass, dope ass games. Skate 3 or 4 got announced. Doom is about to drop. Fuck you talking about, bro? You guys are crazy in the head, bro. You guys are you guys have issues. Go get a therapist. Talk to somebody. You feel alone, bro? Hit me up, bro. Hey, shit, man. I hope you
don't hit us up.
Bro,
Fuck
yeah,
that
shit. No, but I said, like, if you're feeling lonely, you're feeling depressed and shit about this shit, bro, like, talk to me, bro. I help you out. Like, it doesn't matter, man. Gaming is looking beautiful, bro. I'm so excited for this year. Every game that has dropped this year so far hasn't disappointed, bro. Like, bro, come on. Vow, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black was amazing, an amazing remake that it just made me love the game even more than I did before. Now we got Assassin's Creed with all the controversy. Say what you want. If you told me that Assassin's Creed is a bad game, as a game, you can talk shit about the story. Yeah, Ubisoft been fucking around with history for a long time, bro. Like, they been fucking up for a long time. Who cares? I don't want a history lesson. I went to school for that shit. I came over here for fun shit, And about whole gate shit, you got a choice. If you went ahead and click that button and you feel bi-curious and all, that's on you. That's on you because that's on you. So it is what it is. It's different when it's like a story that is gonna go down like that no matter what. Like The Last of Us, it went down like that. There's no way you can change that. It is what it is. But in Assassin's Creed, you got the choice. You even got a mode that is like canon mode. None of that shit happened. None of that. All of that is out the window for other people who feel some type of way about it. My life is motherfucking woke. I don't want to get into the topic, but I live in Miami. Hey, there's Latinos, there's black, there's people from the Middle East, there's Jews, there's people from everywhere, bro. There's gay, straight, trans, people who identify themselves as a dog, weird ass people crawling in the street with a leash and shit. Bro, it's weird as hell here in real life too. I'm gonna tell you that. And bro, look, I promise you, video games, bro, it's just that. It's just pixels. This is not real people. This is not real characters. This is not accuracy. It's not accurate when it comes to the story. None of that. Like video games is for fun, bro. Just enjoy the shit. We're having a great year. I can't imagine, bro. We still got Doom. We have Outer Worlds. Like, picture this shit, bro. Like, it's crazy. Come on, man. What are we doing? And look, now Xbox come over here with this news that we've been talking about for a long time, unifying gaming, making it more accessible. Like, why do you guys hold PlayStation such, like a god? The PlayStation god. We all have to, like, kneel before your king and shit. Like, it ain't shit. It ain't doing shit. PlayStation, like, they can money hat whatever the other one, but PlayStation, they're not doing shit, bro. They're not giving you a good value, and they're not giving you games. So stop it. Stop twisting shit around.
I wonder if people will figure that out, Demo. I wonder if people will start changing the energy, right? Because at like some point, you just gotta like move away, like move on, right?
Bro,
just an FYI for people. Two things. Ubisoft Plus, they do have an annual discount right now, $108 for the year. If you guys want to take that, and sadly, George Foreman just passed away. I don't know if people care, but like,
George Foreman.
Rest in peace, man. Sucks.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
R.I.P.
So, with Assassin's Creed, Hargy, I don't know if you saw, Demo got a little bit into it. How do you feel about what they're trying to put out there? And these are actual choices.
We're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Okay.
Yeah, but what time, CMoney?
I didn't know if you were...
When tomorrow?
Demo's like, let me just say everything I gotta say because I gotta go.
Nah, not really. I still got a good 45 minutes of me still. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna. I mean, you can answer, but I'm saying like we're gonna talk about it a little bit because
if it's a topic, then I'll just wait. Right, I'll wait for the topic. But
okay.
All right. Yeah. Let's do the topic.
All right. Let's do the topic. Let's get it.
But baby, after like we had some time to let this simmer, right? You see that now Steam making its way to Xbox, the Xbox ecosystem. This is like aside from the laughing at the pony, because honestly, I got it like 100%. PlayStation games is the least exciting part of Steam coming.
Seriously, though,
I don't give a shit about any of those PlayStation games coming to being accessible on Xbox. It means nothing to me. And I almost guarantee that for the vast majority of people who are in this chat or who are around, they really don't give a fuck about any of those PlayStation games. They'll play one or two if it suits them, but they don't care. Nobody cares, right? That's why you look at the top 10 and nobody shows up.
Might be
maybe
like
Spider-Man
cool
just because it's such
right?
a universal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a universal game. Nobody's gonna link that to PlayStation in the casual sense, right? Like the people who are gonna be like, "Oh, I could play Spider-Man, dope," right? But outside of that, it's so few and far between. So the real excitement, right? Because I think it can get lost with the pony bullshit. Is that we are now going to be in a scenario where, like, we were watching that Future Game Show. Now, it's not a great example because the Future Game Show wasn't like,
better than the state of play, better than the state of play, better than the state of play.
Well, anything, the bar's really low. The bar is pretty low.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna rub it in. Better than the state of play.
Yeah.
but there were games on there, and I'm just saying, like, in our new scenario that we would be watching that show, and there are a lot of games on there that said coming to Steam. Done. No consoles involved. And in that world, when this takes place, we would also be saying coming to Steam and Xbox PC, right? Like, that's literally what that's going to say now, because there will be no difference between the two, right? There will be no difference between the two So that's going to be
and
huge.
World of Warcraft will suddenly be available on a
World of Warcraft, Our History Untold, right? All these games that are, there's so many games that are on
Half-Life
PC.
Oh,
that are
Counter-Strike.
But
Oh my
Half-Life,
god!
Half-Life is on console, right? Half-Life.
Well, they have
Half-Life
they have the yeah, they have the orange box.
Yeah, the orange box. But I would say like all the other ones, like and shit. And
CS:GO 2 though, I don't think has been ported yet. I don't think Dota is on console, right?
Nope. There's just so many, right? There's so many games that are on there, and they come out, and no consoles get involved in that, right? Where now that's changing everything, and it's not just like, again, it's dope for us. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's so fucking sick that we would be able to go ahead and play these games. I'm sure you guys have it. I have stupid amount of Steam games because I went through a phase of buying a bunch of Steam games every time there was a sale.
Too many sales,
$6 and get 148 games and shit.
Right?
It's like crazy shit. So like, I have so many games on there, and I just haven't had the desire to download them on my PC. But on the Xbox, man, who knows what they do, right? Who knows if they find a way to let you stream these games, right? Or even just through streaming your console, you now will be able to stream these fucking Steam games, right? That are downloaded on your console, right? So like, there's so much upside for us, but think about these smaller devs, right? Who can only put their game on PC, right? Baby, if you remember last year in PAX, right? When we were down there, talked to a lot of devs, and they're like, yeah, we're putting it on PC. Hopefully things go well, and we could bring it to Xbox and PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the name of the game, bro. Like, these devs out here working on PCs, trying to go ahead and fucking make some shit happen for them, have been in a position where their games are very console worthy, right? Like, they're the type of game that might do well on a console, but they just can't afford to put it on the console, right? Because there's costs associated with it, and they just can't.
So they put
it. Yeah, they just put it on. They don't have the bandwidth to do it, right? They don't have a bunch of people who are able to do it, right? So you go ahead and you see that, and it's like, yo, now these people are going to have a whole new group of people who are open and willing to buy games, to be able to be like, hey, check this out. We have a game coming out. It's going to be on Steam and Xbox PC, right? Like, that's going to be a thing, y'all.
I mean, Satya did say he is against exclusives, right? He's just kind of they're just tearing down the barriers and finding a different way around it, because this is what the competition, or so-called competition, continues to try to do. And so they weren't playing nice, so he said, no problem, we're gonna figure out a way around it. I love that now they're kind of like moving like Microsoft does, right? I feel like it's amazing, because they're sitting there and they're taking things from Netflix and all these other platforms that are doing so well, and it's like, your sugar daddy, it's like, go by that example, right? Go ahead and take some notes from that, and it's kind of all just gelling together. You brought up such a great point. And like, we do see, and the developers, they have to put their games out there as soon as they can. So if it's ready to PC, they're not going to hold back and say, well, let me make, the Xbox version or whatever else. They're not going to hold off. They need that money to come back in. You also forget that when we were at PAX, a lot of them are they have like a regular job while they're working on these games, right? So they need to get these games out there kind of like as quick as possible, and that just it just shows the passion behind what they're making. So it's great to have a bigger audience, right? It's beneficial again for them as well. And Hargi, you brought up an important point. Spider-Man, yes. Some people, I mean, we've seen it in our chat. That's the only game that they would, gravitate towards. Is not a PlayStation IP, right? So this is not something that they created. This Spider-Man is a freaking superhero. It's Marvel. They have a fan base that, maybe they don't have a freaking PlayStation. They prefer Xbox, and this is going to be their time to go ahead and enjoy these games. And I love that they found a way, and it's been on the hush hush. This had to be difficult. It's been well executed. They're kind of like getting to a point that it's all coming together, and I can't even imagine with how they had steps ahead set up what they are planning for later on. But the fact is that they kept it on the hush hush, and the way that they're executing this, where they're essentially disarming every other platform and saying to the consumer, this is the place to be, right?
It's a beautiful thing.
I mean, come on, man.
It's a beautiful thing, and they're doing it. And they're forcing the hand, right? They're doing it because they're saying we're not going to be stuck living in this life that these other consoles are trying to define.
They're forcing the hand, but it's not coming off in that way because
and it doesn't hurt us in any way, shape,
because I feel like the way that they're presenting it is, in the way I brought it up. Yes, was it yesterday? Yes, we had our show last night. And we got into this, and the way that they're doing it is kind of like, this is they're putting the games first. They're putting the developers first. They're putting the consumers first, right? This all kind of ties in, and it's beneficial to them. Like, what a better way to do something that is convenient for everyone. That's why it's so difficult to process why people are so upset about this. You know?
Because they're PlayStation morons.
They're the only ones in their feeling.
They know what's up.
Ones who would go ahead and see something so amazing, seeing a fundamental shift in the industry they claim to love.
Yeah.
And think it's a bad thing and want to hold it back. Yet,
I mean, they're just stuck in that old mindset, right?
If Sony was the one who flipped the script and said, you know, this is how we're going to make more money, we're going to do all this.
That's the thing.
Isn't they amazing?
Genius. It's genius. The thing is that when PlayStation kind of, submits to the situation and it's on board about anything that Xbox is leading on, it's going to seem almost as if PlayStation came up with it. Because that's when they will be okay with it.
So I got a question for you guys. I said this before, where I think PlayStation's going to eventually yield to this new model and just do the same bloody thing. Do you think that they will eventually just become another bloody Xbox, change over to just take this model? Now, that doesn't mean they have to give up their store. They could bring it to PC, right? They could have the whole ecosystem from their perspective, but it would then be a PC. It would basically do the same thing, be Windows, and plug in the other stores. Right. And so it could be theirs, or they're just saying, we're just going to take this. Because the problem is, ultimately, they want to sell their games. The dev cost is there to put it on PlayStation, which is a very different architecture, and then bring it over to Steam. Or they could just say, we're just putting it on PC. We have one target, and it goes to multiple stores, and we're done. The dev cost is so much lower. That's a good thing, isn't it? And then eventually you just have the ecosystem. Now you could say, I put it on SteamOS. Who cares though? SteamOS just says, I'll take your Windows code and work. It doesn't matter, right? So, this just seems like the ultimate. To me, it seems like the ultimate path. When that happens, I don't know. But I think PlayStation's going to
it's the end game for gaming, right? That's when gaming is going to take its final form. When we're past where you're playing it and it's just the games, right? I think that's going to be the final form of it.
I think it's going to get to the point where I think they're not going to have a choice, right? It's just going to make sense for them to go along with it. Period.
And
go ahead. See.
Differentiate on what hardware they give you, right? And actually be consumer. I have a TV from XYZ. Sony puts out a TV. They don't make it incompatible with everybody else. They just make a TV that has better features. That's perfect. Go do that. You don't have to. Make it
that's a developer's dream, right? To freaking not have to go ahead and jump through hoops and trying to figure all this stuff out. But it all makes sense though. That's the way to go ahead and do things. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It is. the thing that I think is going to escalate the scenario is whether or not Xbox does in fact drop this next gen console and put this plan into effect before PlayStation goes live, right? With whatever they're planning to do next, right? Because if it's in fact true that next year there's supposed to be the new Xbox coming, I know there's some, Jess Corden says he heard that they're aiming for 2027. Sure. Does that make sense to me? I don't think so. I think it's such a waste. Why go in 2027 when you go in 2026 and hit all your anniversary dates and all that shit, especially since who knows when the next console is going to come out, right? Yeah. So this is your last chance to kind of make good on any of these ideas you had where launch with Halo and the new console at the same time, launch on an anniversary that works, you know what I'm saying? So that would just make sense to me. But if they do go ahead and come out first and this starts taking effect, how antiquated would PlayStation be seen if they come out in 2028 with the same old song and dance? Hey guys, if you want to play our games, it's only on the PlayStation. So one game, we're gonna do a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be like, what are you even doing? Who's going to think that makes sense in 2028 when in 2026 we done been opened up and we've seen? It's like it's like the blind getting vision. You know what I'm saying? It's like, holy shit, this is what it can be. I can just buy a game anywhere I find it the cheapest. Let me ask you a question. When you go to if you still have a 4K Blu-ray player like some of us do, okay? If you go to Best Buy and buy that movie, even though I don't think they sell movies anymore, but let's just say they did,
they
and
really
you spent $32 on it, or I went to Amazon, bought the same movie, and I spent $19 on it, does my Blu-ray player reject it because where I bought it? No, no, they don't care. You bought the damn movie, you watch it where
the same bloody thing, right? You're getting the same experience anyway. So yeah,
exactly. We enjoy content, not boxes, fam. I don't understand how these people don't get it. Again, listen, when Microsoft was in it and they were still in the mud, right? You guys were talking a lot of shit, so we're gonna pop off, right? We're not gonna just stay quiet. What are we, some bitches? No, we ain't no pabs. Okay, you talk shit, we're gonna talk more shit, right? That's just the way it is. But now Microsoft said, "Fuck y'all, y'all ain't shit." All right, y'all ain't shit. We're doing better. We're doing bigger. We leaving y'all in the hood. We out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they did. They elevated. They said we ain't staying there no more, right? This is the reality of what it is. And you got to see it for what it is, man. This is going to change so much for so many people, devs, gamers, publishers, everybody, right? You get out of this ridiculous situation where you're forced to go ahead and take your game and stick it somewhere and not have it seen by the rest of the world. Listen, if these deals were lucrative, right? If they were so lucrative that it made sense, then I would say, oh, they're going to miss having these deals from PlayStation. But how many times have we seen a game that took a bag from PlayStation come out and be like, yeah, we had to let go of some people. This didn't work out. It's like, obviously the bag wasn't enough, right? So it's not enough to stop yourself from releasing everywhere. You need to be everywhere. The industry is going through some crazy shit right now, where as much as us hardcore people love playing a assortment of games, unfortunately, we are in the minority, in such a minority. It's crazy. The vast majority of people who game are playing a handful of games. Like, how many games? 2 hands worth of games. Fucking Fortnite, FIFA, Roblox,
Minecraft,
Call of Duty, Minecraft, right? Like Madden, NBA, right? Like, this is just what it is, bro. Like, there's only so many games that are being played because we introduced the worst thing that ever happened to gaming outside of, I mean, it's not the worst thing because it's great, but like the worst thing that happened to all the other games was the creation of the forever game, right? These games that are before that was an MMO, right? If you guys all remember, before the forever games were MMOs. There were games that you would be like, those people actually pay every month to like play that game. Like, what's fucking wrong with them, right? They pay like $20. Meanwhile, every month, I don't even want to know how much I spent on the goddamn skins from Fortnite or goddamn Call of Duty. Okay, I don't want to know. All right, I don't want to know. All right, so it's just that we're in a whole different place now, and these games can't afford. Like, it's heartbreaking when you see a really good game, like a really high quality game, not some cash grab or copycat. I'm not talking about Astro Bot here that's just fucking Mario reskinned. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about real, like, amazing games that really push things forward, and because they're limited in reach, they don't get the light that they should receive, right? And they should be seen, but they can't be, or they're not being seen because they have less eyes on it, right? Half the gaming community is like, I don't care about that game. That game is whack because it's not on my console, right? Like, that's the way it works. That's the way these people see it. So we're going into a world where gaming is better for everyone. And as they've done time and time again, it is in fact Xbox who is leading the way. They are creating the yellow brick road, right? They are creating the yellow brick road.
So several things to think about. First, it's execution. If they get it right, yes, this will totally disrupt everything. Second is if they go down this path, the paywall for online access goes away, right? So now if you're on the other side, you have to pay for cloud saves, you have to pay for online access, right? That is a deterrent, right? Do people want to keep doing that? Okay, you can do that if you like. You don't do that when you're playing on PC, right? So that's going to have to go away. So Microsoft's going to have to adopt that model, which again, they've replaced that with the black hole games that they have, which just keep printing money. So they're good there, right? So execution. Now, if it is a 2-year difference and they cement this and it starts to work, it is going to be very challenging for PlayStation to come in with the same exact model and make sense of it. I don't know if that works. So, and this is the part that just keeps getting crazier. King David kept saying, #no PlayStation 6. What if he's fucking right? What if they see the market and say, yo, this isn't going to work anymore? And they're like, we need to radically change what we're putting out. It's a hypothetical. This is all hypothetical. But what if that happens? Because if they really do have 2 years to cement this, it's going to be very hard for consumers to want to go back to that, right? So, because understand, now it's never about hardware because the hardware shifts whenever you want it to. You can buy anything you want at any power level at any time. You're no longer locked into the box. You are locked into whatever you want to buy for however long you want to keep it, right? It just changes the whole gamut, right? You think about PC gaming, I'll buy my PC and use it for 5 years. I'll buy my PC like you did and say, well, I have a 4090, but I'm going to get a 5090. Okay. Nobody's stopping you. Do whatever you want, right? It's up to you. So now the power level is on you. Do whatever you want. This is never going to be the same for PlayStation. PlayStation's going to have to do they're going to buy, set an APU performance spec, and that's where it'll stay. Versus you can say, well, the 6090 came out. I'll buy that. You do whatever you want. You can have any power level you want, and you got the full ecosystem of Xbox, right? How do you say no to that, right? At some point, it overshadows what you have on the other side, right? Nintendo can pull it off unless PlayStation had 20 games coming out and within a couple of years. Why would you want it? Right? You'd have to have something so compelling to pull you away from this ecosystem. So this is going to be a very interesting test of how they react, right? So if they do have 2 years, it's going to be very hard for people to then say, I'm going to ignore this, which gives me all these games, all these discounts, all these stores, all the subscription services at whatever tier I want. And I'm going to say no to that and go back to this. Okay, Nintendo can pull it off because their exclusives really are cool and they give you stuff every year, right? They give you a good number of games every year.
Their exclusives really are cool though. Like that's the
But they
problem.
are,
Like what
right?
what is
And that's why we go
PlayStation
there.
gonna bring to the
150 million.
table? Man.
That's the problem. That's where I'm going to get to, right? It's you know, most people buy a PlayStation because of brand recognition.
Facts.
Cool. But a lot of people know Windows. And once that shift starts happening, and you're like, wait, I get all the PlayStation games, I get all the Xbox games, I get all the EA games, I get everybody's games, and I get all the subscription services, and I don't pay for online anymore. Where's the negative? So why am I not over here? Right? And I can pick any device I want, anybody's, right? It can be Asus, it can be, you know, Dell, it could be Lenovo, it could be Xbox. They don't, whatever you want, no problem, wherever you want to play, right? Okay, wait a second. So why am I stuck with this box? So there's people that are still going to be very enthusiastic. How many of those are there? I don't know. I don't know what the number is, right? We will see. So then it becomes a question of if they want to continue to have market share, do they continue to go down that path? And like you pointed out, publishers are also going to notice. They're going to say, okay, hold on. How many customers are you going to have? Is it worth my time to put the game there when I can put it on Steam and I cover everything? Why is that a bad thing, right? I might, instead of putting it on PlayStation, there's this other platform coming up called Switch 2. I might just put my energy there. Because a lot of people are probably still going to end up buying that platform. It's like, okay, cool. So I've got 100 million of those. I'll target that. And then what's PlayStation going to have? And this is where it becomes very interesting. I still think there's brand recognition power there with PlayStation. So we will see how that works out. But it does come to how many years ahead of time does Xbox do this, and execution. If they do it right, man, it's going to change the industry. So we will see what they do.
Well, I mean, the beauty is that they're clearly so far all in on this, right? Like they are crazy in on this entire idea. And again, if you just follow Microsoft's footprints, they've already done this. They've executed this exact plan already in the Microsoft ecosystem. And the PlayStation they had to deal with before was Apple. This was the exact scenario. They were in the same battle. We have exclusives. Apple has exclusives. We want to have Apple users come to Windows platform because our Office suite is better than Apple's suite. And you know what? They didn't. Okay. Apple's people just stood the fuck there and said, you know what? Yeah, it's not Office, but it's good enough. And this is where we're staying. And Microsoft finally said, and we really going to let Apple have the opportunity to actually make a competing Office suite and let it grow without any competition because those Apple people are so ingrained there? Or do we say, fuck it, let's take our Office suite, make it work on Apple, and fight them on their own fucking turf? And they've done that, and they did it. And look now, this is everything outside of gaming. Again, I will have to say, you got to, even in this case, Microsoft was the first people to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you look at when it comes to this type of situation outside of games, everywhere else has completely torn down the accessibility wall, right? You have whatever program you want is on Windows. Apple is still PlayStation though, right? Because there's still some things that don't work on Apple because people have to make it work over there in comparison to Windows. Very few things, but there's still some things that do, right? So it's really up
you
to
don't
PlayStation.
leave money
Honestly,
on the table, man.
Yeah,
That's
well, you
exactly
don't, and that's
what
why
they're
Xbox
doing.
is smart, right?
Yes.
This is where PlayStation is stupid. They may very well just continue doing the same thing. They may very well just show up with another box, and you know what? That box may very well sell to the same 50, 60, 70 million people who don't care.
Yeah, no, I think like Satya Nadella
attention.
came in and reverse course on that whole thing, which look, I'm an IT guy, right? For me, that was very good because I hated having to hear, oh, I want to be on a Mac. Why can't I get Office there? It's like, they got rid of all that problem for me, right? It's like, yes, it's there. Here you go. May not be at full feature parity. They'll get there eventually, but you know what? At least you have it. Keep using your Mac, right? And they said, hey, our server software, we're going to put that on Linux. Great. That's actually awesome, right? So I can run SQL Server on there. That's awesome. Like, why not? I can run PowerShell on. That's great. Like, why not, right? So these are things that like they're changing, and they're like, yeah, go ahead. Like wherever you want to be, we're gonna put. They released VS Code, which is a code editor, and it's anywhere you want to use it, and it took off. Everybody loves it. Every platform. It's like, yes, why not, right? So that's the thing you want to do. And then he opened up open source and said, let's go ahead and put stuff out there in open source. They were very adamantly against open source. And then like he said, no, let's take it. They're the #1 open source code provider. So they do that. On top of that, they bought GitHub to keep it alive, right? So they just keep going down that path, which has been pretty cool. So yeah, that's exactly what you want to do. It's like, we're everywhere. We don't care. You want to put stuff on Android? No problem. You want to put stuff on iOS? No problem. You want to put so they went everywhere, right? So that's a good path, and it's been working. They're making money hand over fist. It's great,
of course,
right? So
of course,
not locking yourself down. They're like, hey,
the
Windows has to compete, right?
Exactly.
So Windows has to compete against other platforms, and it should do it on its own and not be, oh, we will just lock all of our software then that you have to come over there. No, like Windows has to give enough features for you to say, I want to use it, right? And that's a much better path, right? I like that.
That's
because
what
that
Phil
means
just
when
said
iOS
about
does stuff, when Mac OS does stuff, they have to, and when Firefox and Chrome came out, they're like, oh crap, we have to compete with that. Now you get Edge, right? And they're like, okay, we're gonna get these features. Like that's what you want. You want the competition, so they keep going out, giving you better stuff at lower price. That's the beauty of it, right? So, like, yeah, I love it.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm muted. I was trying to speak the whole time, and I was muted. Yeah. It's kind of ironic that every time that the Microsoft and Xbox, they continue to be called the bad ones, and every time it's just people trying to block their way into making everything more accessible and more global, right, and easier. And then now they're trying to do the same thing with gaming, and it's not to defend them. They're not my friends. They possibly they're trying to get my money. I'm trying to save some money. I'm trying to have more fun and play more, right, and spend less. And they're making it easier for us, and people are still hating on it. So, like Hargy said, this is going to be, it's going to switch a lot of narratives now. And people are going to start to open their eyes and finally see their plan. And finally, eventually, this is like one perfect example of like hard work pays off. And people eventually are going to find out that all the good that you're doing and all the innovation eventually is going to be like, they're going to have to give them flowers for this. And, I bro, like the Apple example, I love that you said that, Hargy, because he just like the best way on doing things. Like, okay, you don't want to sell your shit on my store, but you allow me to sell my shit in your store. You know what? Fuck it.
Demo was listening.
Yeah, I was playing
CMoney brought it up.
I was playing FIFA, but I was saying, but yeah,
we heard the clicking demo. I can't check your private chat,
and that's why I couldn't talk, because I got me muted and I didn't notice because I had my.
Well, you got to mute it yourself. Look, demo talks, and he's like, everybody listen, and then everybody else is talking. He's like, it's like, come on.
Hey, I gotta unlock these cards. So anyway,
just mute it when you're playing, so we don't hear the clicking. That's all.
Yeah. I know, my bad. I got a new controller, so it's kind of clicking now. I love it. There you go. It's so good.
Oh, that looks dope.
That's
fine. Yeah. But anyways, man, it's so freaking cool that we're seeing all of this happening and unfolding in real time. And a lot of people, right, the naysayers, the haters, the ponies, the horses, the gallopers, the Pegasus nations, the duckies, right, the lackeys, all of that.
Wait, Los Sancocheros.
That's right. Los Sancocheros. Well, anyways, bro, this gotta be like a slap in their face right now. Like when they see this, and look,
they had to know this was coming, though. It wasn't like it wasn't like out there.
They are downplaying it, CMoney. Like if you go on Twitter, you see, Xbox had to go back to Daddy Steam like that or something like that. Like, are you stupid? But it's the thing, like PC guys are not looking at this like, oh my god, I'm gonna throw away my PC and get an Xbox only. Like they're looking at it like, oh shit, now we got
options.
more possibilities, we got more options. Maybe the 5090.
They hate options.
They hate options. They like you said, they want to be back to being slaves. That's literally their life. Crazy, their life just live, and it's just like so sad because they just making PlayStation worse, and that's it. They really making PlayStation worse. And look, it's funny because here's the thing: PlayStation has some great IPs, bro. And people really believe that we hate them, bro. We just want them to bring shit back. We just want them to bring out games that we're gonna get to enjoy. And it's just like they're not doing that. They're just so focused on money hiding,
floundering
games, and try to flex console sales.
They strip themselves down.
Yeah, try to protect. They like people online. Sony PlayStation's like people online. They try to pretend they're living a life, but they go ahead and cry and they sad and they're depressed and shit. And they out there in social media doing TikTok dances and shit. I'm like, bro, you sad as fuck. Why are you doing dancing out here? Go get your shit together and stop trying to flex on chains and watches on Instagram and shit. And go ahead and work on yourself. And that's what they really need to do. And look, on part is part of. Like it's the fault of the Sony PlayStation fanboy that hadn't called out Sony PlayStation, and everything that they do is perfect, and they kiss whatever Sony PlayStation step. So that's the problem. They need to start calling this out. I don't hear, bro. Like, are you hearing about them saying that the PlayStation 5 Pro is finally worth it because Assassin's Creed runs better than on Xbox? But it runs better. Use the pistol, no. Hold on. No, I know.
Hold on. It's PlayStation 5 Pro enhanced demo. Did you hear about that?
Bro, it runs better. Yeah, it looks great at 30 FPS. Y'all were like, you guys didn't like Starfield because it was 30 FPS. You call it shit, and now you want a cap for 30 FPS on a $700-800 console. Like, you guys are stupid. You deserve everything that's coming to you. You deserve all the chancletazos. You deserve all the spanking, all the jalao. Like, literally, that's what you deserve. Because, like, you out there, like, capping for shit that is, like, it's just insane, bro. I'm so freaking tired,
but they cap out there, but they weren't supporting these games. They talk all the nonsense. The PlayStation 5 Pro, they didn't get the pre-orders that they were hoping to get. And then the people that did spend the money on it didn't go ahead, and once they figure out it was a scam, they haven't said a damn thing. Is it because the people on X, these gallopers, are not the ones supporting the pisser, and it's those casual gamers that may not know exactly what's going on with this actual box? You know what I mean? Like, this is the problem. It's not necessarily those people that are yapping out there that are investing on PlayStation.
They're not even playing, bro. Look at what happened with like the Monster Hunter situation. I don't know if you guys covered it.
Monster Hunter was highest on PC, right?
Yeah, and then
that's actually the next topic.
That's the next topic.
That's the next topic.
Okay, go ahead, kill it.
Yeah. So one other point. Go ahead,
Hargy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say one other thing that this is going to help with. From a industry perspective, there's the fight going on with the multiple stores on iOS and Android. At some point, that's going to come to console because they also have one store, and that's locked to that device, except for Xbox, who is now going to say, we don't care. Anybody's store, we don't care. Anybody you can buy it from, we don't care. We're going to integrate all of them. You have fun. Buy from wherever you like. We don't care. Right? So they're eliminating that problem before it even becomes a problem. PlayStation might get hit by this because they haven't. Nintendo might get hit by this because they haven't. So I'm just telling you, things like that might go in the future. That might be an issue because they're the same. Mac OS, you can install whatever application you want. You can go through their store. You don't have to, right? Same with Windows. You can buy whatever you want, put it on whatever you want. They don't care. It's vast, wide open. Do whatever you like, right? So this is going to be a headache. iOS and Android are being hit. They could get hit too, right? And it was been asked, like, hey, what about Xbox? You guys are complaining. What about Xbox? This is their answer. We don't care. Go ahead. Use whatever store you like. So they're taking care of that problem ahead of time.
Agreed.
It's
Agree.
true.
It's smart. They get ahead of it and be done with it. So we're gonna keep going, but real quick, I got to get the homies. I don't know what happened here, but they stacked up. Our boy Big Migs with that $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you, fam. Says Demo, we understand you more than DCG. You're good, bro. That's a W. You got the homie X Vault 2. Clip this bitch with that $2 super chat. I would clip it, but I'm unlocking another achievement with the hand and the squirt. That is wild.
Wow.
That's wild.
Wow.
You got the homie.
Should you be doing that while you're listening to the podcast?
I mean,
or
how do you think? Well, how else he's gonna get it?
Okay.
Come
okay.
Come on. This is what they do. Dan Lazaro with that too, man. Appreciate you, fan. Thank you for being here. Says Xbox, Activision already have better Spider-Man games. Facts. We just need to get them on that back.
It's true. Hopefully they got that Marvel license to put them back on, right? But we'll see.
Facts. And then you have the homie Ryar Gaming with that $2 super chat. Appreciate you. So don't be a pab.
Don't
hit that like and share.
Yes.
Hashtag when CMoney and man are geek. That's funny.
For the second time.
For the second time.
Yes.
Oh man.
And I'm assuming Pab is pony ass bitch. Is that
yes.
Actually, no, it's pussy ass bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Pussy ass bitch.
Pussy
Oh,
ass bitch.
yeah. I went off a little bit on Tuesday.
Doodle. That rant was
wow.
epic. That was one for the books. You know what I'm saying? That shit was crazy.
Nice.
Pab and Pabbing came from that.
But for the soft version, pony ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. But
wow.
The real, we know.